Good evening and welcome to Modern Spiritualist Life. I'm Aeson Knight, psychic medium life coach. Joining me today is Techie Joe. He's my assistant. He's also my resident stiff. Unfortunately, Hazel is on grandparents' leave. Like the U.S., we're giving her less than a week, but she is on grandparents' leave for this, unfortunately. So Joe's co-hosting with me, and we're balancing this out through as we go. So let's look at 2024. It plans to be a tumultuous year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Poor Brenda. We have confused her greatly. She was all prepped for Hazel, and then here I
Uh-huh.
am.
Yeah. You never know where Techie's going to jump up at.
I know. I just pop up everywhere.
I know. Wherever I summoned you.
It's
So,
not wrong.
no, it's not. So what we're going to do is we're going to take, and I'm going to give you all the data, and then I'm going to do my predictions because there's a lot of data you have to take in. Because it's like an onion. You have the astrology information, you have the numerology information, you have some tarot information. You combine that all in, and it gets a little sticky because it's like, okay, where are we at? Okay, so let's break the onion apart and then we'll put it back together. First, we have the astrology information. This is what's in the heavens. So, this is what predictorial is going on vibrational wise, gravity forces being sent towards the planet. Then you have the earth harmonics or numerology as I see them. Numerology is kind of like the number code for the planet going on at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Tarot is kind of like watching the scope of everything. So it'll be fun. With it being an 8 year, this is where we first get into the tiptoe of the tiptoe. Um, 2024 can be very charismatic. It's going to be a lot about growth, revolution, navigation. It'll be a continuing flow of stuff. It'll also be like learning to nurture your connections. If we look at Aries, embracing the collaborative leadership, the dynamic of Aries this year will be, redefining power and authority, diving into the world of collective information. Because Aries tends to be, yeah, we're not good on group work. We like to go off on our own. This year, we're going to have to learn to deal with group work. You Tauruses, you're going to be grounding at your growth and your stability, the earthly powerhouse. You'll find yourself in a fertile growth area. This will be great for you to work on your personal and material growth. As the eight's energy resonates, stay grounded, avoid, you know, alluding to excess. Your plan should be probably to take it just step by step. Cancers, well, I skipped Gemini, so let's go back there. Geminis, you're going to have to nurture and be meaningful in your connections. Your big thing will be working on encouraging the meaningful connections with people and unifying yourself, forming your own ideas, finding the harmony there, because, harmony with eight is a big thing. Now, with it being, an 8 year, when we get to the tarot, we're also looking at it being the eighth card of the tarot. So that'll be interesting to look at in a minute.
Absolutely.
Cancers, Techie Joe's a Cancer. It's balancing home and professional life. You're going to learn to balance that transformation energy in the domestic sphere, but also seek balance in your professional realm. Because 2023 was an up your battle for you on that balance.
It was. I think I'm going to throw my personal and professional life into an arena and just let you guys fight it out.
Well, that would be a good one.
Does that work?
Well, no, it's finding that balance, like setting your office hours, learning to leave your phone on your desk, which is totally scary for you.
Yeah, that's never happening.
Yeah. We can hope. Maybe we can get him a personal phone and leave his work phone on the desk. That might be an idea.
Maybe that could work. That could work.
Yeah. And then our Leos, you're going to be stepping into that creative power. You like the show off case your talents. This will be a great year to take that influence of the eight and just brush it up and take it to a new level. Virgos, you're stargazing for success. You got to be detail oriented. You've got to be practicing your skills, which you've done in 2007, which was a stronger, harder year for you, Virgos. You Libras, you're going to be seeking harmony in relationships. Now, this is also professional connections, like trying to find that cosmic dance of navigating the delicate interplays in harmony within your relationships. Scorpios, you're going to be embracing transformation. You're going to thrive. And you'll see why when we get into the astrology side of this. And then we have the Sagittarians who, pursue the abundance of goals. You Sagittarians are going to be adventure seeking. The eight is going to give you some financial improvement. It's going to be luck of the draw for you as you start pursuing that success. Capricorns, Pluto is leaving your home, so that's good for you. You're going to be reaping the rewards of your discipline. It's going to be very practical approaches, very, like it's 2 o'clock on Tuesday. You Capricorns already have something on your books. You're going to be sticking to that. Aquarians, embracing the unconventional growth. This will be more involving you guys. We're going to see a lot more Aquarians stepping into the gig economy, stepping into influencing, and they're going to be like gaining really quick traction with it. Okay. Pisceans, you're going to be tripping into spiritual wisdom. I think that we're going to see a lot of intuitives pop up with profound ideas in 2024, and really working on manifesting your spiritual dreams. There's probably going to be some traveling going on there too. But overall, you got to remember to take this 8 energy and apply it into finding your goals, finding your functionality there.
All right. So I just wanted to point out real quick. So we just left a 7-year, which the quick summation for the 7-year was wrap it up.
Yeah.
Just finish it, whatever it is, just finish it, be done with it. We've moved into this 8-year, and clarify for me again, what's the overall, like, what's an 8?
An 8 is a lot of finding your cycle, finding the flow of things. So you want to be really working on what can I continue to grow.
Mm-hmm.
I find it very useful that like at the first of the year, you look, and especially an 8-year and then a 4-year and a 2-year, you want to look and go, okay, what am I stopping? What am I continuing? And what am I going to start?
Okay. And then we're going to be going into a 9-year for 2025.
Right. Which will be finalities and getting things in order.
Conclusions. Like,
yeah,
we're done. Everything's all organized, neat, and everything's wonderful.
Exactly.
Okay. So if you're rocking a 3-year plan, 7-year was like chunk the things that aren't working. 8 is find new paths and follow it. And then 9 is your goal.
Right. What do you want?
So
what your real goal is.
Yeah, it sounds like last year was a great time to start, to put things away in a closet, and then this year it's like, okay, so what do you want to achieve in 2025?
Right, and it's also a time when we start seeing rapid resolvement of issues.
Mm-hmm. In 8 years or 9 years?
In the 8-year.
Okay. So this is kind of the year that as you're starting stuff, when you hit an obstacle, it's going to kind of take care of itself and move.
Right.
Okay.
And you got to take time there to look at that and go, okay, what is really working? Like my career is really working, so we're going to continue that. My, attempt at oil painting sucks. I hate it. It's torturous. We're going to stop that. No more of that shiny, happy stuff. And then balancing that out, because, it's been really evident that, a 7 year is a lot of struggle. It's a lot of finding that hidden nicety. A 6 year was a little bit of a nightmare.
Yeah. Yeah. 2022. Yeah. Anyone want to do 2022 again? No.
Let's not.
Let's
maybe
not
with
say
a
we
little.
didn't.
Yeah, let's not even overcome that idea.
So yeah, so 2024. I'm just curious. So this should be a really good year for starting new things, but like, what are we talking about in terms of how people are probably going to feel as they go through and end it? Is this going to be another like dragging year, or is this going to be another, or is this going to be like the, oh, thank God the last 3 years are gone. Okay, let's just start moving.
Right. I think that it's going to be a lot of mental year. I think it's going to be like a lot of thank God it's over with. 2023 burnt themselves. 2024 is going to be like, okay, we can rock this. We can rock this along. Let me see. It's going to be a lot like the last one, which I believe was, say, 2016.
Yeah. That could be a fun one.
Yeah.
Oh no, let me
figure that one out. All right. Yeah, because we're moving from the chariot energy, which is just fight, battle, get in there, dig it out, find your pridefulness, into the more continual strength card, which is finding that inner wisdom, finding that inner strength, using your knowledge to overcome issues, less than your physical bruntness that we have seen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, 2016 was a 9.
Okay,
so would that be 2015?
Yeah.
Yes, that was our last 8 year.
Right. So if we look at 2015 and what occurred there, all the changes, all the growth that occurred, we can reflect that up and see what we're kind of heading into with this earthly vibration of an 8.
Okay. Oh, very awesome.
All right, guys, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll be talking about the 4 major astrology things and what I think a lot of astrologers are getting wrong about it.
I found out that my husband had been cheating on me, and my whole world turned upside down.
I stressed over any and everything, constantly waiting for the next shoe to drop.
I was attracted to a psychic advisor to get clarity.
I was like, there's no way that's real. But the things that were coming up felt so accurate.
I really need that unbiased, non-judgmental advice. If there's some part of your life that is not quite fitting in, you maybe want to try something that you haven't tried before.
Try psychic reading on your phone. Your first 3 minutes are free. First, choose a topic or method. Second, choose a psychic. Third, start a call or chat. The first 3 minutes are on us. Install Zodiac Psychics now. Talk to a gifted and trusted psychic advisor.
All right. So the New York Times, for our international users, is a big paper here in the U.S., and they published an article, Doomsday of 2024.
Ooh.
It is not a doomsday. Can we stop this fear-mongering headline bullshit?
Well, I mean, you can't thwart a newspaper for having clickbait. But I think every year has a few days in it though that are kind of like, God, that day.
Right. Now, we do have some movement. We got Pluto, which governs everything. It's the planet of death, but it's also the planet of transformation from June 20th to September 1st, and from November 19th to January of 2044.
Yeah, 2044.
Yeah, the planet's picking up his stuff and moving into Aquarius. It's a lot of transformation. I mean, we've been living in Capricorn. Okay, so Capricorn has been this like relaxed, analytical, orderly planet for a very, very long time.
Mhm.
Moving over into Aquarius, we're thinking more high level, more thoughts, more like ideas, different ways of doing things. So, with Pluto picking up and moving into the apartment of Aquarius, you know, he's going to move from petty to potential. He teaches us how to use discernment and what greases the wheels of creation, and all life has brought from some form of death, i.e., we have a forest fire. Well, a new forest grows there. So, with that, once we get out of the chat, if we look at it, for the past 2 decades, Pluto has been setting in Capricorn, showing off the shadow sides of financial systems. Hello, housing crisis. And political authorities. Hello, revolutions. We've seen a lot of those these past 2 decades. So, as Pluto unpacks himself, gets himself comfortable in Aquarius, with a brief delusion back to get his stuff, from September 18th to November, from September 2nd to November 18th. He's going to be, taking up residency in the apartment of Aquarius. Now, granted, if we look back, the last time he lived in Aquarius was a very long time ago. 1778 through 1798, 2 decades that we saw France, America, Haiti, and the Industrial Revolution, as well as the Age of Enlightenment occur.
Yeah, I was about to say, so basically you're saying Pluto's going to enter its age of Aquarius. So it's kind of like
Right.
Pluto goes to Woodstock.
Exactly.
Okay.
Right.
Like, that doesn't sound necessarily horrible.
Well, it doesn't, but Pluto shakes up systems.
Well, fair enough, but I mean, I don't mean to necessarily drag the universe, but it's been a rough 40 years for me.
Right.
I think we're all at a point where it's like, this is kind of crap. Let's fix it.
Right.
This is Pluto the handyman shows up with his toolbox and goes, "Can we do it? Yes, we can."
Well, not only that, but it's more so he shows up and goes, "Oh, well, this is old and dusty and dirty and doesn't work anymore. Well, let's just make it evolve." Oh, you don't want to evolve? Too bad.
Yeah, Brenda's over here with "Gotta shake the tree to get the fruit." There you go.
I mean, if we look at the Industrial Revolution, it really wasn't that bad of a time because it really pushed us this forward.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was not a perfect time. There were many things that went wrong during the Industrial Revolution, but
right,
in terms of advancing thought and technology and everything else, there was a lot of positives.
And quickly possibles. I mean, we went from horse-drawn carriage to everybody owned a Model T.
Quickly, yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's what we're going to see here is a lot of slash and burn, a lot of why are we doing this again? A lot of a change in society. We're also going to see many developments in renewable energy. A lot among us are questioning how tech can benefit rather than pad the pockets of a few. So we might see new electrical systems. We're going to see a large, and we're already seeing this in the news. I know some of y'all have been reading the news and going, oh my God, like I think we will see the stabilization over the next 40 years of solar power, of plutonium, of geoelectric force energy, i.e., Tesla. I'm talking about scientists, not the car, just to be clear.
Well, but this also sounds like a period where we will start looking at things like, say, coal-fueled power plants and gasoline engines going, dear God, what were we thinking?
Right.
Like, this is wow. Like, and that was kind of, it's kind of an interesting place to be in terms of this transitional period.
Right.
Is like, we did that, and then we're gonna like completely kill that and move to something else. Solar and wind, etc. And who knows, we by the end of this may have a whole new energy system that doesn't even require solar and wind. Who knows?
Right.
Like, it's a long period.
Yeah, I mean,
you can do a lot with
2044, you can do a lot. A lot of, I mean, if you look back 20 years ago, we were all on dial-up, and we'd be skipping right now because, the upload wasn't that fast. But over the 2024 year with Pluto, he's decided to choose some fights.
That's fair.
Okay. Mainly with the North Node and the South Node. Now, the South Node is, what is our past? Where have we been? The North Node is, where do we want to go? And Pluto is basically saying, y'all both are idiots. Let's go have a fight. The North Node being in Aries, the South Node being in Libra. They're, cosmetic forces. Now, the strongest we're going to feel this influence is March 24th through April 8th and September 17th through October 2nd. The South Node is also going to be correcting with some eclipses. So there's going to be some karmic imbalances corrected. There's going to be, the span of a year and a half set in Zodiac. So it's going to be a lot of force changes there. We may see some changes financially. I think we're also going to get some hidden truths released. That'll be like, okay, well, that's not what they told us.
And so this is actually, so it's going to start before Pluto moves.
Right.
And then it's going to be right there in that transition period.
Right.
Those are
he's
the
getting
two
his
strong
boxes
points.
Moving. Yeah.
Yeah.
As he's trying to get his boxes.
Yeah. While Pluto's still driving the U-Haul. Over here, we have the North and South Node issue. Right.
Because he's pissing them both off.
It's going to be fun. Okay. This I'm fair enough. This could get a little rocky.
Yeah, it will be. I think it'll be really rocky. Now, we're playing on the global stage when we're dealing with Pluto. This isn't just your personal astrology. This is every damn body. You're going to see conflicts. You're going to see people pleasing versus, taking on and changing things becoming a big thing. You're going to be hearing a lot about, an example is when Meghan Markle came to the U.S. and they tracked her cell phone, and she went back to Germany and basically gave Obama an earful. You're going to see that behavior occurring here.
Okay.
A lot of this is going to be, South Node, going, well, we all win if we all climb up. North Node is going to be, fuck this shit. Me and Pluto are going to have a fight, and I'm going to win it.
Sounds like a little bit of a cage match there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be a real cage match. It's going to be really starting to show people's true colors. A lot of people are going to be looking for autonomy. A lot of people are going to be looking by cutting that resolution of, oh, well, we can't say that. We're like, bull crap, we can't say that. We're not only going to say it, we're going to scream it out.
All right. So a lot of verbal confrontation.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So, we have these global planets playing. Then we have our favorite character of the story, who just got his attitude adjusted today. Mercury goes into retrograde on fire, which is verbal violence, creative reflection.
It just keeps going into fire all through 2024.
Yeah,
all of its retrogrades will be on fire.
Yes, like fire signs, we're going to get it all.
Mm-hmm.
All of Mercury going on there. So there's going to be a lot of times you fire signs, including myself, who is also a fire sign, that's going to be like, oh no, I ain't biting my tongue. My tongue ring needs a new weight because I'm going to be telling you off. But I'm also going to get really creative.
For when? April 1st to 25th, August 4th to 28th, November 25th to December 15th. So those will be the days that I take a vacation.
Yes. So you're going to go ahead and file it now?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Those are my vacation dates.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We'll be booking that travel now because I know better than to try to book travel right ahead of a retrograde.
Right.
Because that's a bad idea.
Yes.
And I'm communicating it now because, again, trying to communicate it before a retrograde is a bad idea.
Exactly. Right. So, Mercury's going to retrograde in Aries the April 1st through the 25th. Mm-hmm. It's going to go in retrograde in Virgo Leo August 4th through the 28th. So not only is it going to be really in a mood, it's going to be very detailed oriented. This is when you're going to start seeing people going, excuse me, right here you said the ball was red at 3:28 on the 27th of August. Here's the screenshot. Here's the video of you sending the text message. Here is your fingerprint on your phone.
Okay, so not only am I planning a vacation, I will be eating my phone out a window on my way to the vacation. Got it.
Exactly.
I'm just saying sometimes not returning communication is useful.
Yes. Not signing contracts. Whereas, like, we had a Mercury in retrograde this year that was very much like contracts aren't the big thing. It's your emotions. You're going to be feeling drained. You're going to be feeling confused. You're going to be feeling tired. Moving up with it going into the fire signs, that's your action-oriented stuff. And with, that is like, I'm going to, and it's like, nope, it's Mercury in retrograde. We're staying home.
Mercury in retrograde, just don't leave home.
Yeah. We're not writing documents. We're not, writing things. We're just going to keep them in containment.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then it goes into Sagittarian, November 25th through December 15th. Tell you all right now, speaking of planning, just go ahead and do your Christmas shopping early. Because shipping, movement of things, planes, all that, not going to be good.
Just curious real quick. When is Black Friday 2024? Oh, yeah, no. Yeah, no. Because apparently this year we're going to have Thanksgiving on the 28th. So, yeah, you don't want to wait for those Black Friday sales.
No, I wouldn't count on Black Friday for Christmas. I also will go ahead and say this. You might want to, look into how the effects of turkey, if you're in the U.S., the effects of turkey on people's temperaments.
I think with Mercury in retrograde in fire signs, don't even try the turkey this year. It's going up in flames.
You might want to, like, I don't know, order in.
You might want to
There it
back
goes.
up. You might want to back up.
Right. All right. So we're going to take our 30-minute break, and we'll be right back, and we'll be discussing the other big player this year, which is Jupiter.
Yes.
Try psychic reading on your phone. Your first 3 minutes are free. First, choose a topic or method. Second, choose a psychic. Third, start a call or chat. The first 3 minutes are on us. Install Zodiac Psychics now. Talk to a gifted and trusted psychic advisor.
For so long, everything was difficult because I was allowing it to be and almost finding more comfort in that chaos.
My psychic advisor really helped me stop and take a breath and look within and be okay with what was happening right now.
Having that 24/7 access is amazing. Just a quick moment to get some clarity.
We are here on a journey and we can't always control it. All we can do is be along for the ride.
All right. So Jupiter is a big planet. He's what I call the Midas touch planet. Whenever he shows up, gold flows in.
All right. And he's going to be in Gemini.
He's going to be in Gemini.
He enters Gemini.
Enters Gemini. However, he's currently in Taurus right now. And Taurus is great for, keeping money in your pockets, keeping things comfortable, very stable growth. Boom, boom, one block at a time, very earthly ideas. However, in the first 5 months of the year, Jupiter travels through Taurus, which is great. We like that. He helps tap into your talents. He clarifies your values. He improves finances, discovers new talents, improves on self-worth. We like Jupiter in Taurus.
Good for markets, I'd say. Good for markets.
Good for markets.
Yeah.
The last 7 months of the year, Jupiter goes and flirts with Gemini. Communication gets broader as businesses grow exponentially. You begin working on your relationships with your relatives and your neighbors, hopefully neighboring countries. It's also great for writings. Like if you're planning to write a book, you might want to wait till 7 months into the last 7 months of the year to do that. And he's great for sales. When we see Jupiter in Gemini, we will see markets take a large growth sector. Not like the housing bubble, but pre-housing bubble, when houses were just stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Like everyone could own a house. Like, psh.
Psh. But it's very flighty. It's very airy. So with that archetype, you've got to understand you're going out of this, it's 2222 into a, it could be 2250, 2270. What are we doing here? Not so much grounded in growth. Take the lessons that we had the last time Jupiter was in Gemini and go, I'll come back here. Okay. Also, getting drugged down by distraction
Mm-hmm.
very heavily. If you guys are into big picture, big ideas, that's great. But if you start getting drugged into details and you're like the only one in a meeting that's sitting there and analyzing it, yeah, that's what you're looking at there. Okay.
Okay, so now, but this is a time that you're basically saying if you're the person in the meeting who's like, let me look over all the details, this is the period you're not useful.
Right.
Like, just sign it.
Yeah.
Just sign it.
Right.
It's not going to hurt you. Just sign it.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Needs to be more of the Jupiter enters Gemini energy.
Energy.
Just don't worry about the details. It'll all come together.
Right. Understand that you know, if you're sitting there and you're planning out the last 7 months of the year, do it very light.
Like, just focus on what you want and let the rest of it come together.
Right. Instead of going, I will lose 2 pounds every week for the rest of the year.
I want to lose 50 pounds.
Exactly. Or I want to lose weight. Because otherwise you're going to be dragging yourself literally through the trenches of every little piece because you're fighting this growth. And we have this problem. Especially now in our world, we have this very big problem. We're afraid to be happy.
Okay.
We've got that repugnant joy going on. We're afraid to just relax. But what if this? But what if that? And it's like present and in the moment. Find your joy and don't feel guilty for being happy.
Mm-hmm. Like, don't worry about the details of it. Don't think too hard.
Right.
Yeah. No, I get it. And I think that is very much a big problem.
Right.
But then again, we've had a few decades of things being
right. We have a lot of trauma there that we're still healing over, we're still unlocking, we're still trying to figure out what to do with.
Well, yeah, I mean, like people who bought houses during the housing bubble and got screwed because they didn't understand the documents they were signing,
Mm-hmm.
Like we've had a good long period of like the pay attention to the details, you must read the details.
Well, not only that, but we've had a lot of time where it's like, well, I can't be happy because my neighbor's up, we can't expand our house because our neighbor, then that would look bad on our neighborhood. We can't, take this growth because that would look bad on this.
Or we shouldn't do that. Or what if we need the money later? Or what if?
Right.
And I you think just kind of get lost in the weeds.
Right. And, this Jupiter in Gemini is going to be like, nah, put on that extra 4,000 feet to your house.
So basically it's a YOLO period. It's a YOLO period. Like, you only live once. Do it.
Do it. Yeah.
Fair enough.
All right.
So what is this about Monday is canceled? And
well, everyone hates a Monday. Everybody hates a Monday. Everyone walks in with that dread of, oh, God, it's Monday. We're back to work on Monday. Astrologers are canceling Mondays. We're tired of it. We're tired of the emotional eclipse that occurs.
Y'all are canceling Mondays?
Yes.
Oh, dear God. Why? Okay. Why? What are you doing?
Because, Jupiter is amping up the beep out of it.
Okay. Yeah. There's some overlaps going on, yeah.
Yeah, there's some overlaps going on. We're going, nope, we don't need a Monday. We'll just keep going. It'll be Tuesday.
So what do we get instead of Mondays?
Tuesdays.
I don't think the week would be bad if you just started with Taco Tuesday and ran through Saturday.
Exactly.
I mean, would it really?
It's tacos. How could it be bad?
I'm down.
So,
I'm game.
Yeah, so we're getting a lot of exponential growth energy, new ideas, new fluctuations through 2024, a lot of deepening the ideas, a lot of building into those ideas and going, so what can we do? And, what do we really need? I'm going to highly recommend that what you really need is just look at the next 3 months. And then the next 3 months. When you start trying to do this very wide planning of like annually and biannually and what is it, where you like plan 5 years ahead, that's not going to work for about the next 2 years.
So this is going to be one of those periods where you sit down, you do your 5-year plan, and like 2 weeks later, you have to sit down and completely redo your 5-year plan.
Right.
And then 2 weeks after that, you have to sit down because there's going to be so much growth and change, and so many things are going to work themselves out that 5-year plan you created like 6 revisions ago, is going to be like, I don't know who that person was.
Exactly, because we have so much transformation going on, potential for transformation going on.
Mm-hmm. So, well, I mean, we expect you to show up and like do your part of transformation, like
right. But you
can
always
go
have the
be
choice.
the Luddite in a cave.
Right, you can go, and and we may see a lot of people starting to do that. Opting out of it is what I call it. It's where they're like, this is kind of nice. I kind of like my life. I've got the 1950 household. I go to work at 9. I come home at 5. My martini by 5:30. I'm not changing.
Okay.
Oh, nope. I don't want that management position. No, thank you. Oh, I don't want that director position. No, thank you. You're going to have those.
Yeah,
and
but
that's
what's
okay.
Well, yeah, you're saying that's okay, but like, are there ramifications for them for not getting on the transformation bus?
Yes.
Like, so is that the point where like they hit 2025 and like the bus goes off a cliff and they're like, hi, I don't know what the heck I just did, but my life imploded.
Well, it's going to be more like 2026. It's going to be like, I don't know why, but my phone don't work. And
like nothing's functional in my life now.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So, you can get on the 2024 transformation bus, or you can sit over here in like your like gas powered nightmare 2 miles to the gallon clunker and go through 24 and 25, but 2026 you're not gonna like waking up in 2026. So try to get on the transformation like solar powered bus, please.
Well, not only the solar, I wouldn't even say solar. I'm going to say galactic powered bus, because this is really pushing from astrology a lot more than we've been getting. I mean, we've had a lot more solar flares going on. We're going to see that increase over 24 and 25. We have had a lot more of a planetarial shift. And I'm not talking Lionsgate and all the stuff that are out there that I call marketing BS. What I mean by that is, repackaged stuff. We're getting a lot of galactical, astrological energy influxing. By 2026, we're going to have Pluto fully set up, unpacked in his house, because he doesn't move that fast. We're going to have Uranus fully energized and moving creativity and the internet. We're going to have all this going on. So it's like, what do you want? What do you want?
Mm-hmm.
Almost needs to be as high as the statement of what does the nanny do? What do you want? Needs to be like put on everyone's screen so that they can go out there and they can actually create that. I think we're going to see and we're moving into the Aeson predicts section, FYI.
Okay.
We're going to see.
Well, I was going to ask so there is one caveat here about Gemini being a vapid gossip. Jupiter is an aggrandizing blowhard, and that combination means honesty and temperance are paramount. So basically trying to bluff or lie your way through this period
ain't going to happen.
and not, like tolerating others and like balancing your actions and reactions. If you try to do either of those things, it's not going to go well.
Mm-mm.
Like,
and we're going to see this on a global scale.
it really is. 2024 is like Woodstock all over again.
Well, it is.
It's like that mentality of like, the world is awesome and groovy.
Mm-hmm.
You do you. Like, let's come together.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying we need to go to a mud pit and have a summer of love. I'm just saying.
Well,
it's
I'm
that
checking
kind
something
of
up.
mentality. Okay. Did I stumble onto something maybe?
Well, possibly. Let me grab a calculator.
Alrighty. I mean, I'm just like, everything we're talking about, it's like, sounds like Woodstock. Kind of sounds like Woodstock. Sounds a little bit like Woodstock.
Let's see here.
I'm not saying that like we solve all the world's problems with a music festival. I'm just saying. Because that's not gone well.
Right.
All right.
That was 1969.
Mm-hmm.
Was a 7-year.
Okay. So 1970. So basically, we just went through Woodstock. Now we've shown up at 1970.
1970.
Ugh. Oh, no. Yes, that would have been an 8-year. Got it.
Yep.
So yeah, now, ooh.
Western social progression values of in the 1960s and 1970. That's also the Nixon era for the U.S. That's when Nixon went to China and opened, negotiations and visited China. First American president done it. It was a lot of change, but it was not like earthquaking change. It was global change that was like history making.
Okay, so that's the numerology of it. I was talking more so about the astrology of it, the
Right.
outside the numerology.
Okay.
Like, and those kind of like everything it keeps kind of saying is like peace, love, joy, come together, be your better self, get creative, solve the world's problems. War's stupid.
Right.
I mean, it might not be easy to find an analog.
Well, it is.
Like
yeah, looking at the patterns comparatively.
So, okay, so numerology wise, it's 1970 all over again, like massive change. And then in terms of like the like people energy,
yeah,
it's Woodstock. It's a great big festival.
Right.
That like be one of the long hair hippie freaks, please.
Well, I find it interesting that that Mercury went retrograde on the 4th in 1970. Then back direct on the 24th, retrograde on the 28th, back direct on the 22nd, retrograde on August 3rd, back direct September, and then retrograde on December 19th. So yeah, looking at Jupiter, same pattern here.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you, Pluto? Ooh, you came in retrograde and you went direct, but you were in what sign? Yeah. So you came in retrograde and bounced around a good bit.
But what sign did you move? What sign were you in and what sign were you moving to?
Well, they were playing, actually. They were. That was a. It was pissing off the nodes again.
Mm-hmm.
But this was in the career sector, so we need to look at the labor union setup. And they were over in. They just came out of Cap, so they were in Capricorn.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I may have hit the nail on the head without meaning to.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Virgo. They were playing in Virgo in
they
the
were
sixth
playing.
house. And went retrograde most of the year and was pissing off the lunar node, which is your south node, and the black moon Lilith. So yeah, we're going to see a lot of 1970s energy. I also say in fashion, we'll see a lot of the 1970s come back. So those that saved your bell bottoms, get ready to wear them again.
Those of you that saved your bell bottoms, throw them out. Oh, honey, that is some old chemical fabric.
Like, no, denim is denim. Like, it hasn't changed.
Denim is denim. Yeah, that's cotton. Like, don't throw away your cotton. I'm just saying, polyester was your common bell bottom fabric. Like, boy.
Right. No,
like polyester, rayon, all of your. Yeah.
All right, so let's take on my normal category, shall we?
All right, so what are Aeson's predictions for world weather?
I think we're going to continue seeing this quick changes. I think we're going to have a bad hurricane year. I do think we're going to see some more forest fires as Mother Earth decides to clean up scenarios. I also feel for some reason there's a shipping problem. What I mean by that is like ships start having some major issues at sea, possibly more tornadoes there. At sea.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're looking for some more like wild weather. Like a weirdo. Like not just necessarily all out wild, like, there's, a tornado in Nebraska.
No, more like
there's a tornado
fires in Canada.
And it's in Ohio.
Right. With that, I think that we may see some Australian fires. We're going to see a lot of volcanic action going on in the fire ring this year that we haven't seen before, like we saw in Hawaii. I think something's going to happen in the Mediterranean. Like, that has been a hot spot for me for a while now, but this is weather related.
Okay. Alrighty, so next up, global governments for 2024.
I think we're going to still see a lot of reflection of the early 1920s, 1930s governments, teaming up. Unfortunately, I think we're going to see some more on conflicts, not war, but conflicts. And a lot of like, well, this one's my friend, that one's your friend, so I don't like you because you're friends with them.
Okay.
Stuff going on. It's going to be a lot more high school government.
Middle school?
Yeah.
More middle school.
A little bit more middle school. Also, I think that we may see some changes in government, some major changes. And like, when I say major changes, I'm talking like countries that mattered nothing, like South Africa really doesn't do a lot globally. Now they're going to be doing some things. India,
so
is going to be taking on the world powers a good bit too, in their ideas and principles. Russia, I think, will keep getting colder and more self-evolved, meaning they're going to be more trying to stick to themselves. They've been friends with China for a while. I think that's going to be a pissing match soon. It's just as boiling there.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So a lot of things going on there, some movers and shakers. All right. And in finance?
Finance, I think that there's going to be, now understand I'm not talking about stock market. I am talking about how money is flowing in general. We saw a lot of like cryptocurrency being very hot in the 2010s. I think there's going to be a new movement to digitize and to create our finances. I think there's going to be a new movement for easier transactions, faster transactions. I think we're going to see a lot more Zelle and Cash App becoming more universally accepted, and a lot more base. Like grandma's going to have Cash App and be sending you her Cash App.
Okay. Do you also think we're starting to move in a direction where we're starting to question why do we have all these currencies?
I think we are, but I also think we're starting to move in the direction of why we have all this paper and coin moving around. Like,
oh yeah,
like are we even really, so we may even see countries starting to go digital.
Just forget paper money, just forget the metal money. Like we're all digital.
Yeah.
Like, so, and it sounds like 2024 is a great year to kind of start hacking into that. Not like actual hacking, but like hacking through it. And how do you make this? How do you make paper money go away?
Well, not go away, but I think it's going to be like checks. Nobody writes checks anymore in this country. Like places don't accept them, that type of thing. I don't think it will get that far with it just yet, but I think it's going to be a lot more foreign.
Okay, so we're moving quickly into the generation that can't that doesn't understand the idea of putting 2 quarters into a drink machine and getting anything.
Right.
Like, how's that work?
Right. Or what penny candy is.
You just swipe your card.
Right.
Hold it up to the machine, man.
Right. I also think that some countries may be changing how they deal with like taxes. And, like especially bigger countries like EU countries, that type of thing may change how taxes are seen.
Mm-hmm. All righty. So I kind of jumped the gun. World-based money.
Yeah, I think that we will start seeing more larger world-based money ideas. Kind of like, in the EU, you can go to 5 different countries and you don't have to exchange the money. Mm-hmm. It's all the same currency.
Now there's been a lot of blowback on that. Right. Do you think this is the year that they finally make it all work? And it's like, okay, we got it. We figured it. Like, yes, we went through all the problems. We figured it out. We're making it work now.
I think it's going to be more societal view changes on it. Like, why are we paying $15 to get our own money changed to something?
Oh, so you think this might be the point in which the people are like, okay, yeah, it's not the greatest idea in the world and it's got problems, but we're on board with it. Just like, screw it, make the world easier.
Right. The other part with that, however, is I think that our banking systems may change. Meaning that things that were kind of standard is going to get scoffed at.
Oh, so like $36 overdraft fees and, ATM usage fees and fees for using someone else's ATM with your bank and blah, 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 blah. Right. And we just kind of like
scoffed. Right.
I think we've all been there for a while now on some of those things. Is like, why this is all digital. Why are we, why are we?
No one's driving across town to give little bank and trust the $30 you took out last night. Yeah. I also think that we're going to start seeing more. Are you familiar with cabbage?
Maybe. Like the vegetable I know well, but I think you're talking about a financial service.
Yes, it's a financial service, and what it is like, you need X amount of dollars. Well, I'm going to loan you 200 of it, and I'm going to get like
a percentage back. Micro lending,
right?
With crowdsourced micro lending.
Right.
Like you need $2,000. 10 people get together with $200. Just make this simple. 10 people with $200 get together. They each have a 1/10 share, and they get, like 5-10% interest on that to each of them, and then they reinvest and reinvest and reinvest.
Right. Yeah, and I feel that that's going to be occurring much more. I think that's going to be more popular. The other thing is, I think we're going to see some government oversight on that. Okay, of some form, to where it's like, no, you can't charge 22% interest. That's crazy. I also feel like more companies will be moving away from the credit scores and FICO scores.
Like, so you're seeing like the end of the experiment in credit scoring, at least as we've done it. Like this idea that these companies knew what they were doing, and that this was the best way to figure out lending.
Right. I also, and this will sound like I'm contradicting myself, but I think that we're going to have to step up our security on our institutions like that.
Okay.
Like our cybersecurity, as far as who can report to them, who is allowed to report to them, what's allowed to be there, how public it is, who's allowed to pull it. I think that's going to be a major change.
Okay. So we're going to look at some major reformations of how credit works. And like chunk the idea that this 3-bureau system was the greatest idea that ever ideated.
Right.
And go, okay, but what are we doing?
Right. Oh, you've been at your job 18 years, your bills are paid, and you own property. We can lease that car to you.
Or conversely, like you are you work independently, you're a gig employee, you have stable income. It's not perfect, but it's stable. Right. You meet your things. Do you think we might also be moving into like changing our ideas, or is this a little further down the road? Changing our ideas about how we penalize, because there's been a lot about that over the last like decade. Is the insanity of people who most need the leeway are the most penalized.
Right, and I think that that'll be looked at differently. All right, so our last category.
All right. Technology, yes. So what's your views on technology for 2024?
I think we're going to be seeing a lot more wearable tech. A lot more stepping into the VR world. I look at Apple stepping up and getting involved here. I think we're going to see a lot more smaller, quicker, faster tech for the human body for other conditions. For health conditions, but also for dietary conditions. And I think we're going to be seeing a lot more focus there. As far as innovation, I think we're going to find a new internet soon.
Oh, how so? New internet? Like we're doing the internet, but it's not the same thing, or we're creating it, like we're creating a whole new online space for VR that is independent of like the internet as we know it? Or do you mean like we're segmenting the internet and there's like
6G in your car?
Oh, okay. Sorry, got it now. So basically the Internet of Things takes over. Like everything's online and there's a whole separate internet for that.
Right, and it's much faster.
Okay.
We probably won't see commercial use of it until 2027, but I think it'll be announced in 2024.
Okay. And then lots of wearable tech. Interesting.
Yeah.
So,
like your shirt that, can tell you your body temperature versus the outside temperature and can track your breathing and therefore can, instead of the threads being loose and open, it tightens up and makes Yeah.
Or does what it needs to hold heat.
Right.
Or release it. Okay.
Right.
Are we going to get select-a-color shirts anytime soon?
I think we're already
you
there.
own one shirt and you can make it multiple colors.
I think so, but I think that's going to be more on like Gucci. That's going to be more your high-end brands.
Okay.
Okay.
Alrighty, because I've seen a lot of things on like new fabric science, and like we're moving, but we just never seem to be getting to that year where they're like, and here's the product that actually works.
Well, I feel like that, and we've got to wrap up because we have a small bandwidth
Absolutely.
on the show. I know you're used to going 2 hours. I think it's going to take a major fashion designer to use the fabric and then let it drift down to the bargain bin.
And eventually Walmart will have your color changing shirt.
Yes. Yes.
There you go.
I think we're going to see a lot more first with temperature.
Okay.
Okay. All right, guys, if you want to learn numerology or astrology, you can go over to Modern Spiritualists and check out my classes. I teach both of them. I also have my life coaching course and curriculum there that also includes live coaching, meaning you can book private appointments with me. I will be on all our branded networks between 10 a.m. and 8 a.m. 10 p.m. and 8 a.m. Star Loyal Brands, that's Zodiac. I'm over on Fortunica. And of course, I am on Keen. You can also talk to me over on Modern Spiritual and book a consultation there. So with that, guys, we hope you've had a wonderful New Year's. Hazel will be back on Monday, and we will be having fun then. Good night, y'all. Thanks, Joe, for joining us.
You're very welcome. Good night, guys.